Hey there YouTube, welcome to the Scattered Rocks. I have two goals in bringing this base to you. First, I want to show you a functional, tough, solo base design. Second, I want to inspire you to think differently about building bases. This design has 4 micro bases surrounding a central sniping tower. Each micro base has its own stone enclosed tool cupboard. I'm showing you in Fortify the approximate minimum distance that you need to place 4 tool cupboards. When you actually build this base though, there's absolutely no need to measure out the distance exactly. Just walk with a hammer until you see that you have left the previous TC radius, and then place down a new tool cupboard. You'll see that the base layout is very simple. The square foundations are the loot rooms. Each micro base has 2 C4 protection for the loot rooms. In addition, each micro base also has a mini tower so that you can check for people camping you before you leave the base. Follow me as I walk around the base and show you the buildings. Notice how exposed someone walking through the center here is going to feel. You should also see that the storage space in each base should be sufficient for your needs. As I show you the mini tower on this micro base, keep in mind that the purpose of the tower is so that before you leave your base you can quickly pop up into it and check for door campers. Metal window bars are cheap and provide good protection. The main downside to this design is that there is the danger of being killed while moving in between your individual bases. You'll be very vulnerable in the mini towers, but if someone does kill you, it'll be very easy for you to respawn and then just loot your body from the ladder. A sleeping bag will fit very easily between the second and third doors in each base. If you want even more visibility, you can use a prison cell gate in place of the outside door for each base. The cost will be roughly similar. Again, these features are for visibility, not fighting. If a skilled player is camping you, they will kill you, but you should be able to respawn and recover your loot. I built this base in game, and I have been ambushed before moving between bases, which has cost me some loot. However, I found that as long as you're careful, this actually happens less than you might think. If you plan to move valuable loot, just scout around ahead of time. If you sense danger, store your loot and spawn into your tower. As I move into the tower, you'll see I left the space to grow cloth. If there's enough space to get in from the sides, make sure you upgrade the foundations on the outside to sheet metal to make them harder to pick. Notice how easy it will be for you to spot door campers up here. As I said, there is a major downside to this base, but the advantages of the base are more than significant enough to make up for that downside. If you build a different 26,000 stone base, you might not have to worry as much about door campers, but you'll probably also get raided and simply lose all of your loot and your base as well. This base has a fantastic ratio for how much it costs you to make and how much it costs to raid. It's very unlikely that anyone will actually choose to raid this base. Raiders like to look for easy raids. They want bases that are big but poorly designed. If I spend only 26,000 stone on this base and raiders want to use 10 C4 to raid me, I count that as a win for me. I'll take that every time and feel just fine about it. This base is extremely grief resistant as well. Raiders will have to use 8 C4 to get all of your tool cupboards, which is not a very good deal for them. I built variants of this base almost a dozen times on a dozen different wipes. On one wipe, my tower was raided by a neighboring group that was tired of me tower camping them. They stole a bolt, but I just patched the hole and got another one, and kept sniping them. I've never had this base actually raided. That's not to say that it can't be, but for the reasons I've outlined, it probably won't be. Raiding this base is very straightforward. 2 C4 for each micro base and another 2 for the tower. As I close, let me return to my goals for this video. I've shown you now how this base is a very practical design. I said I also want to inspire you to think differently about building bases. A lot of my designs are different. There's a bit of an accepted wisdom among the Rust base building community that can be a bit limiting. A more traditional 26,000 stone base design would have you put 1 TC in the center of it, and then have 1 main loot room on the first floor or a higher floor. That's not the only way to do it. It's also kind of hard to even build a decent base like that for only 26,000 stone. Even if this may not be the exact build for you, you can still take the design feature of having 5 separate bases together on different TC radiuses, and put that idea into your Rust base building toolbox. It is common for massive clans to build multiple different bases, but it's less common to see this on smaller scale bases. It can be just as effective though. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments and make sure to subscribe. I have more innovative and unusual designs to come.